Hello my loves and welcome back to BehatiLife YouTube channel. If you're meeting for the first time, welcome, and for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be diving into the full breakdown of the week ahead, and there are a few really important transitions, changes, transits that are happening. Number one, the new moon in Aquarius, and number two, Uranus finally moving direct in the sign of Taurus, which has been impacting our finances, our values as we know it for quite some time. There's a lot to dive in. However, before we dive in, I want to give a few disclaimers. Number one, baby is with daddy and it should be chill. It should be good. She just ate, but you just never know. Number two, Kitty is raging right now. You guys know how cats are. Number three, I wanted to answer this question that came up. Actually two people asked me if I'm putting my energy into Behati Love Notes and adding astrology predictions and my astrology transits into that subscription service, will I still be consistent here on the YouTube channel? Will it impact? The answer is, the answer is I will still come here and talk to you guys. I love my besties. I'm not going anywhere when it comes to that. However, yes, I did add astrology predictions and astrology messages on Behati Love Notes subscription service, which is pretty much like my version of Patreon, and just sharing my predictions and messages every single day. So I did need to take a week in order to adjust and prepare and plan. And that right there shows growth. Side note, that shows a lot of growth, because in the past, I've always just body slammed myself into my next project. And these days I'm learning, I've moved differently, and I give myself the time, the space to gradually ease into my next project or my next passion, whatever that is, or the next level of my passion, right? Because pretty much I consistently stay in the circle of what is the things that I'm most passionate about: family, astrology, and tarot. So having said that, thank you guys for sticking through with me with my intro spiel. I'm really excited to talk to you guys. I feel like missing 1 week is too much, and there's just a lot to dive in. We are going to be shuffling the tarot today. We are going to be pulling the charts. We're going to be talking astrology and tarot. So go ahead and get comfy, get cozy, grab some coffee, grab some tea. I've got my mug right here that my buddy sent me, that his cousin made this. Look at this mug. It says Witch's Brew. I don't know if you can see that, but isn't that brilliant? Homemade mug, my favorite mug to have my coffee in, which is exactly what I'm drinking. I've got like a cinnamon coffee going here. So let's go ahead, get comfy, get cozy, and let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, my loves. So I am allowing myself to intuitively kind of move through the charts. That's just my vibe. I just want to check to make sure what our schedule is. Okay, so the 27th through February 2nd. So as I was talking to you guys in the very beginning of the video and the beginning of our time together, Uranus, the planet of surprise and erratic change that we can't really predict and see what's coming next. We just know where those surprises and those landmines and those things that are popping off, where that's going to be. Uranus, the planet that rules changes for the future, for the betterment of humanity, for the betterment of mankind, is finally moving direct in the sign of Taurus. Now, this is really interesting because anytime when we see a transit with Uranus, we really can't predict what is going to happen. We just know to expect the unexpected. I hate to be that guy, but if anybody tells you that they know exactly what Uranus is going to do, they're lying to you. And you need to be more prepared and planned for the surprise that's going to happen, because that is literally what Uranus does. We can sometimes have hints, and we can sometimes use our intuition to get pretty close to the transits, or how the change that this transit is going to have, how it's going to impact us. But we'll never really fully know. It's always something that when we look back and we reflect, we're like, holy crap, I had no idea how all of these details and bits and pieces, how they all technically aligned. Uranus is one of those planets that is a perfect prime example of how the universe knows what's better for us than we know what's in our best interest. We can get divine interest and divine downloads through our intuition that guide our interest to certain things, but at the end of the day, the full plan and how things are going to unfold is not something that we can really nail down. There's just too many details. There's too many unsuspecting events that like connect to something that end up being for our highest and greatest good. And that's what I love about Uranus, is that it's always about what's in the best interest for your future, for your future self, and for all of humanity. It really connects us to the global consciousness. With that though, it's so important that we follow Uranus's second major message, which is to not get too attached to the outcome. When we get attached to the outcome, that's when we start feeling defeated, frustrated. What the hell is happening? We start panicking. It just tends to like create like a misfire, right? That's what I'm going to call it, like a misfire with our trust, with our ability to kind of see what's going to happen here and trust that it's going to be good, that it's going to be for the betterment of all of us, right? And I say misfire intentionally because Uranus also connects us to electricity and currents. So if you ever think about like how electricity kind of moves through a wire in order to provide light or provide the energy for a toy to work. And I'm thinking of toy because like we have like baby toys around here that we're just putting batteries into and plugging into the wall, like little lights and stuff. If there is something that like stands in the way of that, it doesn't turn on, like it doesn't work anymore, right? Don't let what creates the blockage for Uranus's light and Uranus's energy to be your faith, to be you like a kink in the wire. Like you're just so tight that you don't allow the energy to flow. And for what is to happen, what will naturally happen, to allow it to happen. I hope this makes sense. As Uranus is transiting through the sign of Taurus, collectively, globally, our values are starting to shift and starting to change. Taurus rules what we value most. And that can be physical things. It can be money. It can be resources. But really what this is showing is that's the currency that we use in order to invest in what we value the most. For example, Taurus rules luxury items, luxury goods. So let's say when Uranus is transiting through the sign of Taurus, we take our money and we invest in luxury bags, luxury goods. It could represent like what's really important to us maybe isn't necessarily the bag itself or the luxury good. What's really important to us, what it's revealing is that you appreciate high quality, artfully done, well-crafted things that will stand the test of time. Or you may value what other people think of you and what having this bag, how it reflects superficially about you as a person. You know what I mean? So even though money, right? Money itself isn't our highest value, or most of us, it's not what we value the most. It honestly can reflect a mirror what we do value, what we do cherish. As Uranus is transiting through the sign of Taurus, like I said, our values start to change and start to shift. So you may be someone who at one point really valued hard work, working all the time, showing up consistently for the collective. I can relate to that. And then now your priorities shifted to slowing down, spending time in the garden, spending time with your newborn. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm talking about myself right now. This has been my reality. So Uranus's transit through Taurus, even retrograde, and we'll talk about how that changes things. It literally creates like twists and turns when it comes to what we prioritize and what we value the most. Now, at the very beginning of this transit, you would have begun to feel like maybe, I don't say unstable, but like the things that you would once normally stabilize yourself within, the things that you would normally prioritize, it doesn't hit the same way anymore. Why? Because Uranus is now starting to work on that area of your life of what you prioritized. So it would start off for some people slow, and for others it would feel like a body slam. You just start feeling like discontent with what you originally, like the values that you were upholding, right? As this, now that Uranus is towards the almost the very end of this transit, middle to the end of this transit, you have somewhat of awareness of what is most important to you now today. But looking back a year or so ago, I wonder if you knew exactly how this transit was changing you, what it was preparing you for, what you were planning for, whether you knew it or not in the moment, and how what you were preparing and planning for then is now the reality that you're in today. For some of you guys, this has been you needing freedom, you not, again, like working so much or restricted to a certain area of your life, especially when it comes to your work ethic and your purpose and your plan. You started realizing like adventure and travel and exploration or education were things that were really important to you. Maybe intimacy and depth and the ability to trust your partner or to trust yourself were important to you. Maybe having a voice, maybe having freedom. Those are things that became very important to you. Uranus, retrograde or direct, was beginning to provide that for you. Now, when Uranus goes retrograde, and I know this is a little long-winded, so forgive me, but you guys know I love to be thorough. When Uranus was retrograde or is retrograde and then starts moving direct, and this is again going to be on January 30th, it's not that our priorities shift and change even more. It's like where this electrical current is running, and how strong that current will be. For some of you guys, it was lessened a little bit, giving you a lot of time, ample time and space to reflect on where you're at right now in life, if things are feeling good, or to gain additional clarity into your status quo. And as I say that, at the very bottom of the tarot deck, we have the moon card here upright. So, and I'm definitely I'm shuffling and I'm talking about astrology. So this is what this deck in this reading is giving to us right now. The messages. This is about providing additional clarity into our priorities, into us, what we value now the most. It's not just Uranus retrograde that's happening. We also have Jupiter retrograde and Mars retrograde. Mars retrograding through the sign of Cancer, ruling the home, the hearth, the cozy, the comfort, the family, our soft, ushy-gushy parts within ourselves that we like to protect. And Jupiter transiting through Gemini, ruling abundance, expansion, philosophy, wisdom, retrograde, right, in the sign of Gemini. So it's not just Uranus that we're feeling here, it's Jupiter and Mars having us scale back, having us slow down, having us stop fighting and forcing things that aren't in our best interest. And the major overarching message that keeps coming through, and wait till you see this next card, the main overarching message that keeps coming through, not only for Behati Love Notes when I'm shuffling for them over there, but here on the Collective YouTube channel, is detachment and making sure that we are not sinking our teeth into something that is vapid or meant to break down or meant to shift and change in some way. Now this brings me to the next card that I just pulled, and that's the Seven of Cups reversed. And wait till you see the next one. The Seven of Cups reversed reveals to us all the many different options that we can choose from. But when that card is reversed, either those options don't exist or we're overwhelmed by what it is that we have in front of our faces. This is another seriously moment, another message here about detaching. Now, detachment doesn't mean that we don't care, that we're not feeling our feelings, that we ignore our feelings. It means that, okay, something is in the midst here, something is brewing, and I can feel my feelings, I can feel scared, I can say that I want this, but at the same time, I don't necessarily see all the details or what it is that I'm seeing may overwhelm me and I'm not prepared to make a choice or a decision. Or if I do make a choice and a decision in this area of my life, I may regret it or I may change it later on. It's kind of giving Mercury retrograde, right? Or when it comes to your energy levels, you realize that pushing yourself is not the answer, that falling back, learning, assessing, and coming up with a second game plan to help you be more successful in achieving your goals through divine rest is what is needed here now before things start to amplify, before things start to grow and expand. What I'm trying to say here, guys, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, is following the energy of these planets is going to help you to be successful in whatever area of your life they're moving through. Whatever area of your life may, believe it or not, may be struggling with right now. Think about Mars transiting through Cancer retrograde. Mars rules our fight, our force, our will, our drive. When the planet is direct, all signs point to go. Let's run after this. Let's achieve this. But when it's retrograde, it's telling us, listen, now is not the time to break free. Uranus retrograde through through Taurus. Now is not the time to break free and jump through a hurdle and force this thing into action. It's just not going to happen. Even if it did happen, it would be scaled back and small or not live up to the potential that it could rightfully be. Why? Because Jupiter is currently retrograde. Now, remember, when I'm pulling charts for you guys and I'm pulling cards for you, I'm not reading each card individually. I looked at the collective energy as a whole, and that's the message that I pass over to you guys. So it's not just one thing, it's all of the pieces of the puzzle to help you to be successful, right? And your goals, and to help you understand what's going on astrologically. So that's what we're seeing here. With the Seven of Cups reversed and the Moon card upright, there's something here that you can't see. That's not an attack, right? Don't get triggered, don't get offended. It's showing you that there's something here, a detail or details that you can't see, and that's for your highest and greatest good. Trust that. If you feel like something is off, if you feel like your energy is low, if you feel like frustrated or emotionally discontent or unregulated, this is another sign of that. When we're talking about the Moon card, it's our subconscious, it's our psychology, it's our undercurrent of our energy that's within us that we can't control. It's our hormones. We want to balance that. With Seven of Cups reversed, we don't necessarily see the solution, or the solution isn't providing the solution in the moment. It's like, what we really need is to fall back, put our feet up, rest, go for walks, and allow things to unfold and unhinge themselves from being locked in, because that's what Uranus is working on right now, and observing it so that we can create a new solution, so that we can be divinely inspired instead of being locked in like a pit bull and being like, this is the only way that it can work. I have to keep showing up in this way. I have to keep doing this. That's what's going to get you in trouble, versus taking a step back and being like, okay, what happens when I take my hands off the wheel? What happens when I'm not driving the ship? Where do things go? Who does what? Who prioritizes what? That's going to reveal to you everything that you need to know about what's working with you and what's working against you. Now, the next card that showed up is the Seven of Swords. Now, this is really interesting, and I don't know if you guys are seeing this, witnessing this like I am, but if not, let me tell you right here, right now. There's something here that you do not see yet, or you're starting to discover it. It could be someone's intentions. This could be someone that is close to you that you trust, or this could be something that is broken, that you've been leaning on it and it needs to be fixed. Really, if this is a person, you are going to start realizing this person, what they value, what they prioritize. And if it is not in alignment with what you prioritize and your goals, then good on you. You're able to see it, adjust it, switch it up, and do better and create a new opportunity, which brings me to the next major transit, which is Uranus direct, but the new moon in the sign of Aquarius, which we are almost there, actually. I've got the chart pulled up. This is going to be on the 29th. the new moon in Aquarius. Sorry guys, my one contact lens is just like, I'm like a pirate right now blinking through this. I did my makeup really quickly. As soon as I saw the opportunity, I made my coffee. As soon as the baby was playing with her dad, I was like, phew. Side note, we've been watching Bluey lately. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that cartoon. It's created in Australia. It is so cute. It's so funny. It's so relatable. And she's been watching that lately, so that's been really... Anytime when I get the opportunity, though, to record and to sit down and chit-chat, that's the first thing that I think of. As soon as a window of opportunity opens up, I'm like, oh, I gotta go talk to my people. And then I come in here and I talk to you guys, and it's so awesome. Yeah. I don't know if I told you, but we also hired a nanny, and she is just absolutely amazing. Every time when I go in and check on them, when I'm recording and shuffling for you guys, I'll like take a break and go peek my head in or go play with them too. And she's just always teaching her something new. It's just so awesome. Yeah, motherhood is phenomenal. It is the best. It is the best thing. I thought it was going to be hard. I'm kind of going off and pivoting a little bit, but I thought it was going to be hard. It isn't. It just really comes naturally to me. It's probably because I'm Cancer rising, Virgo, Sun and Moon and Mercury, and my my Mars is in Libra, I think. I can't even remember. I pull charts all the time. Anyway, back to what I was talking to you guys. There is an opportunity here, but where it's really coming from is revealing to you something that you weren't fully aware of, and the way that this will happen is the moment that life pulls you away from the regular role or way that you move consistently. Watch how things drift away. Watch how things break down. Watch how things backfire the moment you take your hands off of it. That is showing you where the weakest link is. It's really important, and I'm looking at the full chart, not just these tiny windows of things, right? Or these major windows. We want to put it all together. It's really important that we don't internalize the breakdown. When you start to internalize the breakdown, you become a big part of it instead of the solution in it. When you allow what's happening externally to be an internal problem, this is when your power gets zapped. This is where you get disempowered, because what's happening externally doesn't reflect you. It has nothing to do with you, even if it's there to benefit and to help you or the collective, right? What's happening externally is revealing to you what needed to break down. That was going to happen regardless. That has nothing to do with you. So don't pull it in and say, well, if I was there, I could have done things differently. Or if I would have done this, they would have stayed. What they do and what happens out there has nothing to do with your value. And as Chiron is moving through Aries represent I am, and your courageousness, your bravery, and you as a leader and you as a person. It's teaching you that you are a rock, right? Or you can be a rock if you stop allowing the outside, the other in. Why? Because the opposite of Aries is Libra. And Libra connects to partnership and compromise and harmonizing. Harmonizing means that you are moving in alignment to connect with it, to build together. And sometimes not every situation requires that harmony. Sometimes harmony is not good. Sometimes there needs to be disconnection and detachment. And that's what we're seeing here. It's not that we're not emotionally invested. It's not that we're not emotionally triggered or that we don't care. It's just that we understand that there's a line drawn between you and me, and they don't overlap, regardless of the relationship, regardless of what we're building together. There's just a natural, don't cross this line, because it's healthier if you stay over there. So at the very bottom of this deck, and this is the last card I'll pull for us, is the Four of Swords, representing rest and restoration. But really what's coming through is the word calmness, guys. I said this is going to be the last card. And the next card is actually the Hanged Man, which is about release, letting go. surrendering to the divine plan, to the divine outcome. After that, oh my God, wait. I'm doing a full reading now. It's like Behati Love Notes, where I'm like shuffling for them. Page of Wands and the Empress card. Oh my God, and the Knight of Wands. This is when the energy starts picking up. This is when it starts growing. It's fertile, it's abundant again. But first and foremost, we need to get our hands off the wheel and watch how things fall into place. Let people choose what it is that they're going to choose. You can't change the outcome. You may be able to speak life into someone or inspire someone, but at the end of the day, they're going to choose their path. And that is what it is. So with the Aquarius new moon, I was going to do a whole video about this, but I think it's best that I just kind of put it in here. And then when it comes to rituals and messages for the Aquarius new moon, I'm just going to leave it with Behati Love Notes. The subscription service, again, that's going to be down below. Pretty much what it is, it's me shuffling every single day, every other day for them. But they do get the new add-on, which is just me just always improving myself and taking a step back and being like, how can I make this more valuable for them? The astrology readings, the astrology messages and predictions, they get that now every single day. But so they're going to get the full breakdown of, whoa, wait till you see what I just pulled. Of course, I just pulled this. They're going to get the full breakdown of the new moon. So if you want to receive that, my predictions and my messages for that, you can find that down below. Guys, the cards that I just pulled, speaking of electricity and current, we have the electric eel. Is that not crazy? Like, you saw me shuffling. It says, electric eel, bring your ideas to life, and ant spirit, time to collaborate. Now, this is so interesting because remember how I was saying, like, with Uranus retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and Mars retrograde, and I have to go soon because baby's crying. With Uranus retrograde, the breakdown that happens here, it's going to reveal to you who and what is working for you and what is breaking down and who you can't trust and who you can't rely on any further. And with ant spirit, think about the colony. If you have a bee in the ant colony or a wasp in the ant colony, it's going to create a lot of damage to that colony because you've allowed something that's not aligned in. And with ants, they're known for collaboration. They're known for working together. They communicate and work really strongly well as a team. Same like bees, right? If there is something here, right, that is not collabing with you, that isn't working with you, it doesn't have similar interests and similar plans and is not intentionally aligned, right? It's a mismatch, then allow that to reveal itself. The electricity with the eel, to me, if things are meant to flow like an electrical wire, it will zap right through. If it's not meant to flow, if it's not meant to work, if it's not coming to life, then that means that there's a kink or something that is separating that idea and that divine intervention from flowing through. You can take a step back and look at the entirety and say, okay, this is where it is. Or you can ask for help, or you can see that, okay, this really isn't working and I got to throw the whole thing away, or I can fix this right here, right? Either way, the detachment, pulling back and observing is going to show you a lot about what is collaborating, what is working, what is building with you, and what is creating a kink that's not it, okay? So that's my astrological message for you guys and intuitive tarot oracle message. The cards that I've shuffled with, I'm going to link them down below. Behati Love Notes is, again, my form of Patreon where I shuffle and pull for them every other day, and they do get astrology messages every single day in the morning, roughly around 6 a.m. And they get the emails kind of pushed. They voted for the emails to be sent directly to them. I was kind of like, are you sure you want that? Because I'll just be blowing your emails up. But that's what they wanted, so that's what they'll receive. The links for that will be down below, as well as a coupon code to make it a little bit more affordable and feasible for you. It is me shuffling. It's not like AI or anything like that, or generated things. Everything that I do is authentic, handmade, comes directly from me. And I'm proud of that. It's been that way for over 10 plus years. It's not changing now. So you're definitely getting the best from me every single day if that's something that you see value in. Again, the links for that will be down below. Until then, you guys, please take care of yourself. Work with this new moon. I really believe in working with this new moon. The apothecary, last thing. The apothecary is closed, but I've been getting a few emails throughout my maternity leave saying like, Jess, I really need the protection oil. I really need this candle. And I've been sending them out quietly just because I don't have it in me to cut anybody off, especially during such turbulent times. Like, it's just so much going on politically, globally, environmentally, that I understand the need to protect, arm, manifest, whatever you need to do right now. Like, I get it. So that's why I'm open to sending out invoices. If it gets overwhelming, I will shut that down again. But for right now, it's okay. Just keep in mind that my first and foremost priority right now is our little one and bonding with her. So there's a little bit of a tiny delay with emails and stuff, but I've been getting the orders out actually faster than I did when the apothecary is fully open. That's why I'm not reopening it. And also Behati Love Notes is my first, and then catching up on readings. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Please take care of yourself. Do remember that when they say that this is unprecedented times, they mean it. There's no lie there. So I see it within the astrology charts. That's why they keep using the same word over and over and over again, because that's exactly what it is. But we can do this. Definitely we can do this. And that's why we're here. And that's why we come together, so that we understand the energy. Because when you know how to work with the planets, you can make them work for you and not against you. And I say that all the time. Okay. So I'm sending you guys all of my love. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you next week, or I will see you in Behati Love Notes every single day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.